And welcome back to the week of Who Would Win. This one comes to us from Aldolfo Jenkins Sanabria. I may have gotten the last name wrong. You've been a subscriber, or at least a participant. I think you're a subscriber. I'll have to double check the subscribers for a while. And this one, he said, or they ask, who will win in a fight? Seryu Ubiquitous? I think it's Ubiquitous. From Akami Got Killed versus Bartholomew Kuma. Ugh, these names. I'm just going to call them Barf and Seryu. Kuma from One Piece. So, I've had Seryu on here before. Seryu was a member of the Jaegers, an imperial force that was tasked to basically protect the public. And she is the wielder of a Tegu, or imperial arm, known as, Hekaton Hikirus. It's got to have it. I know it has an English name. Come on. What the hell is the English name of this little freaking mutt? Back up. 1 second. No, that's the name of it. Oh, come on. You got to give me an actual... Oh, she calls it Koru. Okay, Koro. Anyway, she is a firm believer in justice, in the sense that if you do anything evil or wrong, like, I don't know, jaywalk, I will kill you and punish you for justice. Yeah, she's kind of fucking nuts. To the point where she pretty much replaced every one of her cybernetics, or almost every part of her body, with cybernetics. I don't know how much of that girl is left and is human. Point is, she did eventually was incinerated in a giant blast. Left for dead and was killed. But she she possesses what is known as a biological Tegu, now, or Imperial Arm. Now, Imperial Arms was a group of like 40-something, I want to say. 40-something items of power, or items that were like they were more or less magically enhanced, or scientifically enhanced, some way or shape or form. All different abilities, different users, things along those lines. There are one or two biological ones, and Koro is a biological one. He's capable of growing to incredible monsters' version of himself on command, like a giant monster werewolf with extending his mouth to reveal rows of razor-sharp teeth and fangs. Extremely durable due to great regeneration capabilities, and is able to regenerate even from being blasted with the pumpkin, which is a laser, enhanced firepower. He could also grow out his arms into massive proportions and annihilate his enemies. His trump card, titled Berserker, greatly enhances his physical abilities and could stun opponents by roaring, although it apparently overheated after using his skill. However, Koro was vulnerable for destruction because he has what is known as a core inside of him, basically the core of the Tegu creature, if you will, that if you were to break it, you would actually kill the Tegu. She's a skilled marksman, proficient in a wide array of long-range combat, artillery, most prominently the Judgment of 10 Heavens Kingly Command. With the guns installed in her mouth, she can accurately shot steel from a considerable distance, or shield. During her battle with Mai and Shield, she is shown to have a pair of tonfas that have been modified to shoot bullets. She could shoot bullets from her mouth as a result of one of her many modifications. Furthermore, when their arms were severed, 2 guns were revealed to have been placed within her upper limbs for use for combat. These were removed during their battle with Shield, and later repaired by Dr. Stylish. After their repair, she was able to detach them and use them freely. She is shown to have considerable martial arts skills. She's proficient pretty much with most forms of combat, but her real main abilities are the fact that she's more or less a cyborg at this point. And stored inside her Imperial Arm, she possesses the Judgment of 10 Heavens, 10 powerful weapons which function as modifications to her own body. She often swaps these out on command by using the Koru's main body. Incredibly powerful despite not being actual Imperial arms. They are created by Dr. Stylish, a guy who was another guy on the team. As such, his death keeps Sarah from modifying them or upgrading them. She does not know how to perform general repair or maintenance on them. She has, number 1 is Shinko Ball of Justice, a large flail that can take down a number of opponents. 4 missile turrets that can be used to send out a volley of missiles. A large sword, a Song Dynasty blade, a large sword with a giant blade attached directly to her arm. Number 4 is an unnamed hook shot. Number 5 is Ama's Spear of Justice, a large drill-like spear that is capable of mowing down large opponents. The numbers can be launched used as a long-range attack, and it will explode if necessary. Number 6 is a giant armor-reinforced missile that explodes on impact. Number 7, Tazi's Cannon of Justice, or Tazans. Long-range anti-tank rifle with high destructive power. Number 8 is an arm which launches missiles. Can be used during her Justice Volley Fire. Did I miss that one? No, that's a different technique. Number 9 is Justice City Detector, an arm with a radar that detects living beings in a certain area. Okay. And a final number, Chakra Variant, I could be getting this wrong, but Chakra Vartan Furnace of 5 Hells. A last resort in the event of her defeat, as she has an explosive device implanted in her head. The explosion triggers by the suicide attack. It was easily enough to fill the small valley in which she was fighting. The destructive power possesses proportionally intense, laying waste to the surrounding environment. She has 2 alternative techniques. She detaches her mechanical arms and reveals guns with each within them. Alternatively, she shoots bolts from the gun. And just as a volley fire, she bombards her enemy with 2 to 7 and 8 of her judgment of tanking them. So she's a walking armory, but she's also extremely psychotic. So she's completely overconfident in her own abilities. So excuse me one second, I'm checking something right now. Okay. Yeah. So just getting some work and something, Gav. Bartholomew Kuma. Now, I first didn't know who this person was when you said the name. Then I remember Then I looked it up and typed it in. I'm like, oh, I remember this. This dude's a fucking monster. So he was initially a pirate and is now later a cyborg with no free will. With his own personal cyborg enhancements, he is stronger than your average cyborg. He can shoot fire lasers from his mouth. Is capable of withstanding strikes that were able to cut through steel. He's just stronger than your old, what is known as a pacifista, as it is. So due to technically having his mind removed, he is immune to feeling pain. But he's no longer has any free will. He's pretty much just a cyborg. He's a slave. But he was still skilled hand-to-hand combatant, sumo style, as what's called extreme speed. But his actual ability was from his devil fruit in the One Piece world. If you're not familiar with One Piece, devil fruits are fruit that if you eat them, they taste terrible. That if you eat them, you'll gain a power and knowledge and power. His is known as I believe it's called the Pawpaw fruit in English. Let's see here, Niku no Mi. I think it's the Pawpaw fruit. 1 second. Come on, give me an English name here. Yeah, the pawpaw fruit. And basically what it does is it basically develops these little bear paws on his hand and allows him to basically repel anything near him. It gives him the ability to push or deflect anything, including the air around him. So if someone hits him, boom, they'll go flying back. And if he can imagine a place, he'll send you there. Like, he's sent people flying places that will take days to get through, and they just vanish. He can also just compress the air and push it back, and basically use it as an offensive attack. Great for offense, great for defense. But he's also shown, this is probably one of his scariest abilities, the ability to push or deflect things that lack palpability, such as people's pain and exhaustion. This was shown when he took all of Luffy's pain he had suffered on Throwbark and left him feeling completely healthy, meaning the abilities can be used to heal people. But the only reason he did that was so Zoro could agree to accept all this pain in his place. To which Zoro was a fucking badass because he just took all that, and it was, he just took all that like a champ. One of his most destructive attacks is the Urza Shock, which essentially makes a compressed bomb of air. He is nuts in terms of his abilities. Now, these two fight, let's just say, the Grand Line, let's say that the World of Police does take place in the world of Akame Kill as well, and he makes his way to the mainland, and, he's causing a little bit of trouble. Not even intending, he's not got no free will now, or has no free will now. Sorry, there's a show on that's quite entertaining at the moment. They'll meet, and she'll say, Citizen, you are unidentified. Please report. Please report again, or I'll have to use lethal force, or I'll have to use sufficient force to stop you. And then you just walk into, you have been warned. Now for justice, and then starts shooting at him, just ding, 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 ding. And then she's like, it's like, he's not human, or no, that's not it. But is sorry. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I gotta stop doing that. So she immediately tries to, shoot at him again. Maybe she pulls out the justice sword or the flail and it just hits him and just boom. And then it's like, now you'll feel the strength of justice. And just repels it. And then just rips off her arm and is like, come on, Koro. And then Koro just comes and attacks him. And he just repels Koro back. God knows how far. She's like, what the hell? And then he's firing off pressurized air blast. And then just and now she's just trying to what? She's getting hit a couple times. Like, what is he? It's like, what kind of monster is he? And then and then she's like, for justice, spear of justice drill. They go toe to toe. She basically drills through a piece of compressed air, starts to drill into him. Barely is able to get through there, and he just breaks it. It explodes. Boom. He's got mild damage on him, but he's fine. Then she comes in again. It's like, now for justice! Fires it. Basically just fires the, brings out the large sword. Shing! And then he fires later, blows the sword apart. So now she's firing up basically her long-range anti-tank rifle. Barely is able to pierce him from what we could tell. Or, actually, no. At that point, I think it can pierce him. And he realizes, despite no free will, he realizes that, he's now injured. So he's now... the Koro finally makes it back. Koro! And then he just blasts Koro with a laser again, including compressing the air. He just kind of obliterates Koro, and now sees the Koro just hits that, and Koro just, it's like, Koro, no! And then, now obviously it's like, how is she doing this without Koro? Let's just assume she can for easy power. And even that, let's say he gets back and she's using it as a replacement anyway, and all that goes down. So now she pretty much just, is launching all of her missiles and powerful explosives at him, and he basically just starts to compress the air and all that stuff, and people are getting hurt because she's not carrying out anything. The innocents, he's looking around and seeing this, and he just starts moving fast, taking all the pain everyone's feeling. Everyone's like, despite being injured, like, I'm kind of okay here. She just starts moving around, and then he just reappears again, just puts all that pain into her, and she's just. But she's used, because she's gone under a lot of modifications, she's used to pain. So she's, for justice, we're going out together. And then he just, poof, just again, just, boom, then boom, just explodes in the distance. So honestly, Seryu does have techniques that would be, or at least firepower that probably could take down Kuma long term. The problem is Kuma has a near perfect type of defense against some of this stuff. He's got perfect offense because due to lasers, physical ability, and long range, and his defense repels any physical attack. So anything she throws at him physically is just going to be repelled back. And if he feels that she's actually become seriously dangerous and might destroy her, all he has to do is go, bye, boom, and then just push her away, and she'll just boom in the distance. Is there a way she can beat him? Sure. She completely, utterly just goes full on destruction on his, just full on hellfire's rain on him. Yeah, I think that would kill him. But the problem is he probably would be wising up the fact her firepower would be getting more and more intense. And I doubt she'd hit him with all of them either, because he'd be able to repel a solid amount of that. So ultimately, I gotta go with Bartholomew. But like I said, it's not impossible for her to win. I also don't think Koro plays a big factor in this fight, except giving her weapons, because honestly, he could easily just keep cards. She's like, nope, nope, nope. He can easily do that. And yeah, now, like I said, though, there is definitely a scenario where she could win. I'll go 20% of the time she could win, and she just pretty much hail fires his ass and just completely rains down the fires of hell on him. But yeah, I gotta go Bartholomew. 8% of the time, 8 out of 10, it's Bartholomew in my opinion. But what do you think? Do you know these characters well enough? Do you think you can give a general idea of who would win? Let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. There'll be another Who Would Win tomorrow. But let's be clear. I mean, I've enjoyed my time in the house, but I look forward to getting back to work. I go back to work on Monday, hopefully. So, while I've basically been able to get all of my videos out on the day of, yeah, I will do my best to keep doing that schedule, but don't be surprised if some things get re-recorded again and all that. That's just the way it happens. So until then, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.